everyone. How are you doing this evening? I am Eve with the Baby's Booty, and we are coming to you live and in color on our Sunday evening to say hello and check in with you guys and talk about embroidery this evening. 9 times out of 10, we'll be throwing in some sublimation information as well, because one of my absolute favorite websites to go to for sublimation designs also has embroidery designs, and I'm not sure that you guys knew that. So we'll delve into that a little bit. Meanwhile, what we'll also do is get into any questions you may have in regards to doing embroidery or rhinestones or vinyl or sublimation. All right, so checking in with everyone, hoping everyone is doing okay this evening. I myself have been working on the house today, so I am worn slap out. Okay, I am exhausted. So I don't know if you guys have ever jumped into these home improvement projects or what have you, and I am just worn out. So I'm tired tonight, so I may need some help with y'all getting the show up and going. But of course, we always enjoy having you in here with us. A heifer was actually on time today. Ain't that a trip? I'm usually fumbling with the mic and trying to get everything together all the way to the last second. And actually, I was getting fussed at for the past roughly 40 minutes. So, but it's okay. It was an auntie who loved me, and we were discussing matters of health. So, but you know how that goes. You're supposed to take time and embrace yourself and do for self and love self on top and above anything else. Well, likewise, when you're crafting and you're looking to start a crafty business, you really need to have some self-love as well. So, let's also focus on making sure that we get some of that taken care of as well. I am going to actually log in on my phone so that I can see the chat, because I can't see it for some reason right now, which is crazy. So how are you all doing this evening? And hopefully everybody's doing well and have been working super hard this past week on a lot of different crafting projects this weekend or this past week, and gotten some things going. See, I couldn't even see any of this chat. I'm so glad I logged in on my phone, because my chat, normally I have a chat box right here on the right hand side that I can see. Gone. I don't see it anywhere, which is crazy. So at any rate, I want to say hi to the folks that are in here, because I didn't even know. I mean, I knew people were in here and I didn't know anybody was saying anything. That was weird. That was a weird feeling. Okay. So Miss Andrea, hello. How are you? Y'all bear with me. Got a headache. How are you? Lori Campbell, hello. Sheila. Hey, Sheila Cushionberry. How are you doing this evening? Pamela Bradley White, hello. How are you? And thank you, Pamela, for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Jackie Maddox, hello. Sabrina Cooper, Louise McLean from Tejas, Suzanne Go Grand Go from Florida Space Coast. Always a pleasure. Welcome. EJ's daughter, welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Kingsbury Crafts, hello. So Crafty, hello. And thank you, So Crafty, for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. And for those of you who may not know, here on our channel, we do have memberships that you're able to sign up for, and we really appreciate those who are members. Not only does it give you a little emoji to let me know that you do support the channel so that we can give you this super awesome shout out, but it also gives you access to some really cool member only emojis that are awesome sauce and completely created by me for this channel, including Love Harpo Bell. So definitely check that out. If you would like to be a member, the link is in the description below. Suzanne R, hello from College Station, Texas. Welcome. Nick Nurse, hello. 2011 Miss Max, hello. How are you doing this evening? Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Gail Moore, hello. Thank you as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Nancy, hello from Florida. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Diane, hello from stormy Jacksonville, Florida. Please be safe in this weather. And thank you very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Marianne from Australia, welcome from down under. Thank you for joining us this evening from way, way far away. We appreciate it. Definitely. Thank you so very much. So to We Begin Embroidery, welcome. Thank you for joining us and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Shirley, hello from Southeast Georgia. Gail Nair from Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to the both of you. Marge Campbell, Sonia Siegler from Orlando. Chris Smith, welcome. Deborah Harris Neal, hello. Dinah, welcome. 2011, Miss Max said we had a sudden storm in Winston-Salem. Woo, glad it passed by us. That's all I'm gonna say. We threatened some rain and we got like sprinkles and that was it. So but they say Tuesday it's gonna be bad in our area, so I'm not looking forward to that. Boonchilla, hello, how are you? Welcome. Miss 143, hello, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Boonchilla, yes, it has been a while. Welcome back. Always a pleasure to have you here. Always. Shirley from Dabney, hello. Janice Miller from San Antonio, welcome. Donna Hastings. I'm gonna get these right, y'all. Hello, how are y'all? EJ's daughter says, got the pen and paper ready to take notes. Let us know. And also, like I mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know what they are. Hey, Lupe, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Carmen Alvarado, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member way out in Cali. Sheila Cushionberry says, finally made it to Petersburg. Got here Wednesday, a day late doing to have. Oh no, I hope she's okay now. Please let me know if she's okay. I hope she's doing all right now. Becky, hello from Texas. Welcome. In 2011, Miss Max says, yes, I decided to love myself today. No work, just resting. Wish I had took that attitude. But no, actually, I've shown you guys the situation with our kitchen floor. It's still not resolved. And we actually rented a piece of equipment from Lowe's to yesterday and kept it overnight to today, 24-hour rental. To finish getting some of the stuff up off the floor. Well, I filmed a good bit of it and intend to do a video on it, but I'm going to do the video on my personal YouTube channel, not on here, because kitchen floor has nothing to do with crafting, really, technically, unless I decided to do that thing with the pennies. But anyway, not going to do that because husband will kill me dead, and we have hardwoods. So, but I am going to do a video on that. I did film a good bit of it, and I was up late doing another video, and the video didn't quite turn out like I thought it was going to, so I may have to scrap that video. We'll see. But at any rate, Janice Miller, hello. Marissa Dandridge, happy Sunday to you as well. Laura E, hi, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Ms. Leila Nelson, welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Leila Nelson, are you going to be at the, I know it's not MBM show anymore here in Charlotte, but you know the show is coming back and it's called Graphics Pro Expo, I think is what it's called. Let me know if you're going to be here. I would like to meet up. PJ Coppage, hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Pamela Bradley White asked Leela how, oh, I didn't know you had a show. Let me know how it went. Lori Noonmaker, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us this evening. I had you on my mind yesterday too. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to find a way to get up with you. Dawsmer, hello. Drew from the Gulf Coast, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sharon Davenport, hello from, oh Lord, Sharon Davenport, don't do me like that. Naco Dolces, Texas, please let me know if I that's cool though, I love it. Let me know if I butchered it or not. I hope I didn't. Yolanda Robles, hello. Hello. Linda Bernstein from Louisiana, welcome. Dab Prince from the DMV, welcome. Thank you for joining us. What's the best way to embroider on spandex material? You would definitely want to get a stretchy needle, so a ballpoint needle, and then you want to pray. Yeah, that's my answer for spandex. Oh my God, spandex can be a pain. Another thing that could help you though is fusible interfacing could help. So with the fusible, well, no, because you kind of want your stuff to stretch even afterwards. So I've done embroidery on uh like not tights leggings, but the sports kind for the cheer team. They had the little spandex um shorts, and then they had the little spandex halter top thingies, and I embroidered on both of those, and it turned out really well, no issues. But just please be sure to use your ballpoint needle so that it doesn't put unnecessary holes in your material. So the ballpoint needles are awesome sauce. We all need to keep those on hand and remember to change them. And I came up with a really cool trick for myself to remember, especially on the multi needle, but you could even do this with the single needle as well. So if you're going to switch your needle for some stretchy like t-shirt embroidery or spandex embroidery or polo shirts with the stretch to it, any of those items, and you change the needle to a ballpoint needle, couple of things with our embroidery machines, it's really cool. You can get the, where's one, let's see, it's this one. You can either do a dry erase marker, all right, and write ballpoint somewhere on the front of the embroidery machine. Let me see if I can't show that where you can see what I mean. Is that even hooked up? I don't think the camera's even plugged in. Doesn't look like it is. The camera ain't plugged in. C'est la vie. So you can either use this to write on the front, this little small, and put BP maybe for ballpoint or something of that magnitude to remind you that the ballpoint needle is indeed in the embroidery machine, because using the ballpoint needle on non-ballpoint needle stuff can make the embroidery a little wonky. So you definitely want to change your needle back to a sharp needle instead of leaving it ballpoint. But for the multi-needle, because like in the instance I was doing polo shirts, and it was 4 different colors that I needed to have changed over to a ballpoint needle. So what I did was I changed the needles to ballpoint, and then I have a whiteboard over here on the side, and I wrote on the whiteboard which needles were ballpoint, like number 15, number 13, number 10, and number 7, and wrote that up on the board so that as I'm in here working, it was going to catch my eye anyway, because I only put jobs up on the board. So if there was no job up there, or even if I constantly pay attention to that board, because I'm bad about forgetting stuff, y'all. I'm just very bad about forgetting things. So I've had to start writing things down. So I have orders up there, and I constantly pay attention to that. So I'm constantly seeing, hey, I still have ballpoint needles in there. And then when I switch them back out to regular needles, then I wiped it off the board so that I wouldn't mess that up. Another cool tip actually that I came up with, not really, it's a good tip to me, but maybe not the bestest of tips, is with the multi-needle machine, with the single needle machines, those are home embroidery machines, okay? So the single needle machines are home embroidery machines. So you can go to Walmart, you can go to Hobby Lobby, you can go to Joann's is what I was trying to say, and buy needles, right? And they're the flat back shank needles. You know what I'm talking about. Whereas with the multi-needle machine, the industrial machine, our industrial needles are completely round on the shank. There's no flat up here. Okay, so not only do we have to make sure that our needle is facing the front, but when I buy ballpoint needles, how do I know this is a ballpoint needle? There's nothing on here to mark it and let me know. And our package pretty much just usually tells us, I need to know at a glance whether or not this is a ballpoint needle or not. So what I have taken to doing is, for my ballpoint needles, this is not one, so I'm not going to actually do it. Actually, let's do this. Let's pretend this is a ballpoint needle, and I'm going to use blue, but for my ballpoint needles, I use red. And what I basically do is I'll hold the needle and put the Sharpie to it, and I'll twist it with the Sharpie just sitting there like this. And then that way I know I have a whole pack marked just like this, so that I'll know at a glance down low down here that this is a ballpoint needle, and that's the needle I need to change out. So when I go to stitch on my embroidery machine and I'm looking at my needles, I'll see that red band around that needle, and I'm hold up, this ain't the right needle. I need to switch to a sharp needle. So that's another tip for those of you who may be using the multi-needle machine and your needles aren't marked. But I know, God, what's the name of that? Did I change my needles over to here yet? I don't think I did. No, my needles are still over there for the single needle machine. But I know it starts with an S, the needle company. Like I said, I got a headache, so I can't think straight right now as far as remembering things. It hurts too bad. But Schmitz, I think it is who it is. I'd have to look it up. But they have bands, colored bands on their needles to help make it easily identifiable. So you can do the same thing yourself. Just get a Sharpie, hold it, and then, or matter of fact, I even had it laid on the table. I laid the needle down. Needles. It was a row of them. I laid them down and just used the Sharpie and kind of rolled the needles with my finger like that to mark them all at one time. So you can do that as well. That's very helpful. But yes, you want to definitely use a ballpoint needle boomchilla and get that without causing any issues with your material by punching extra holes in it. Stampin' Creates, hello from Northeastern Pennsylvania. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure, my dear. Linda Dukes, hey, you did nothing today. Must be nice. I wish I'm glad we did do something, but I'm worn out. And then my daughter and I got the bright idea to try and cut a tree down. That was fun. Yay. No, I'm tired. Part of the reason I got hate too. Boone Chillers had a bit of a mishap this weekend with a job. It didn't turn out too good. Wound up not charging this person because it was awful. Yeah, so make sure definitely that you have your ballpoint needle, and please do not stretch it when you're putting it in the hoop. And I know that's easier said than done, but you want to all but just lay it on the bottom part of that hoop without trying to stretch it in any way whatsoever. It also can help if you do just the slightest bit of spray adhesive to hold it still on that stabilizer as you go to hoop it. But you don't want to stretch stretchy material any, if you can at all help it. Just please try not to do that, because that's what causes the puckers and the horrible looking embroidery, is stretching the material in most instances. Eartha Lewis, hey my love, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Felicia Storm, hello. DTC Queen, welcome. Simone Warren, welcome. Angela Cyprin, hello from Lafayette, Louisiana, welcome. Inspiration Creations, Lori from Canada. Hey Canada, we got Canada in the house, Australia in the house. That's what's up. Melody Wilcox, welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube group member. She says, I finally got in the Cricut and bought a Joy this week. That was all I had room for. Well, that's all right. That Joy may be little, but it's going to get a real big ring from over here, girl. Congratulations on your Cricut Joy. Woo! Yes. Congratulations. Holla. Congratulations on your Cricut Joy. That thing is so cute and so much fun. I absolutely love my Cricut Joy. Renee Totaro, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Boonchilla, yes, there is the NBM, I'm saying NBM show, but it's the Graphics Pro Expo. It comes to Charlotte every year towards the end of the year, and this one is no exception. Let me see if I can't pull it up, because I was just looking at it for a different reason. And graphics, if I can spell it right, Graphics Pro Expo, there it is. They changed the name. It used to be the NBM show. So their next show is in Long Beach, August the 12th through the 14th. Long Beach is a good bit away from me. So let's get you guys switched over so that you can see this, because I absolutely love trade shows. They're a lot of fun. And I try to get to the closer trade shows if I possibly can. And as you see, the Graphics Pro Expo, they're in Long Beach, Pittsburgh, and Charlotte. And the cool thing is, registration is open as long as you register online ahead of time. Usually, there's no charge to get in. You give them your business name, give them your email address, and you don't even have to have a business name. You can give them your name and email address, and they'll keep in touch. Now, the thing is, this is the first one that they've had since COVID that is open and you can attend in person. And unfortunately, with a lot of the variants and stuff on the rise, we'll play it by ear how this works. But October the 29th through the 30th this year is the one here in Charlotte. And they always have it around the same time as my weekly vacation to the mountains. So we'll see how all of that, comes together. But it's only 2 days. It's like Friday and Saturday, if I'm remembering correctly. So if you can make it, that would be totally awesome. And I would love to see you if you make it, because Charlotte is next door. So, like I said, I try to make it every year and would love to see. I've met so many folks. Picked a lot of the pictures from the MBM show is up here on the screen. So we usually have a good time every year that it comes to Charlotte. So please definitely check it if you can. Diamond Boutique, hello. Sharon Davenport says you got it right, not many too. No, they don't. Faith Imani, welcome. Can you talk on types of needles and what fabric works good for which needle? We definitely can. And Boom Chili, yes, I did say pray. Paula Thomas, hi for Brian, Mrs. Brian. My husband is no fuss at me because he's like, stop calling the people city and state. My bad. Paula Thomas, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Boonchilla says it's a swimsuit cover up. Okay, name and number on the back and then bunched up. Try not to stretch it. And this is the other thing about spandex, stretchy material, t-shirts, and not necessarily your heavier leggings, but polo shirts. Oh my god, folks love putting heavy embroidery designs on stretchy materials. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Who's going to stop you from putting something like that on a shirt? The thing is, you have to understand that this is how I'm going to put it to you. We all have a stomach, don't we? And each one of our stomachs usually is about this big. I'm talking about the actual stomach, not your gut, not the front. We definitely don't want to look at mine right now. But each of our stomachs generally is this big. But being that it's this big and technically this is how much food it should hold, we have grown accustomed to eating more than what our little stomachs can hold, thus thereby stretching the actual stomach. So you have to understand the fabric for spandex and t-shirts and stuff, actually anything that we embroider on, is only made, the thread, the fibers of the fabric is only made for the fabric. It's not made for all these extra stitches that we're putting on them. So that's why we have to have stabilizer, because the stabilizer helps stabilize the fabric that we embroider on, right? So keeping that in mind, the more stitches that you put on something, the more stabilizer in most instances you're going to need. Now, denim, of course, is a horse of a whole different color because denim is such a stable fabric itself. But your stretchy fabrics are not stable. That's why they stretch, right? So you have to make sure that you're using adequate stabilizer, you're using your ballpoint needle, and try to find designs that are not so thick and dense, lightweight, like lightweight stitches. Like for instance, on Super Sheet. I'm gonna show Super Sheet again this week. I absolutely love Super Sheet. He's so adorable. It's just, I have him sitting right there smiling at me at all times. I love him. But you see his little design? It's just basically a star and these lightweight letters. This isn't anything super heavy on his tummy. Now, because his fabric isn't stretchy, and I could put stabilizer behind here and definitely put a heavier design. It's very possible because he's not a stretch. He doesn't have stretchy fabric. But keep this type stuff, this type embroidery in mind when you're dealing with stretchy fabrics. Not that thick filled in, super filled in, super dense. Because if you do that, you're overloading the fibers of your stretchy fabric, and it's gonna be weighed down. So add extra stabilizer if you need to. Don't stretch the fabric apart when you're embroidering on it. Try not to stretch it as much as possible. And just pray. Pray to whomever, however, whatever you need to pray to make sure that the embroidery goes nice and flawlessly and get good. But yes, you're stretching your fabric when you're adding embroidery. So the less you disturb the natural lay of the fabric, the less you'll have, things bunching up and stuff like that. Because, people will embroider on t-shirts, but then when you go to wash it and it comes out all wavy looking and stuff, it's because you're embroidering on a fabric that's not super stable. And if you're putting those extra stitches on there, then it's going to show up. Proof is in the wash. Mary Brown, hello, how are you? Welcome. She's okay now. Urgent care. Okay, cool. I'm glad that was ruled out. Ooh. No offense. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad everything worked out. Sorry there was a detour, but I'm glad the baby is okay. And thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Oh, you know what? Time out on something else. Okay, you know what? Yes, we're talking embroidery. We're talking crafting. I need to talk real. So, one of our viewers, now this is, I know how many people is in here, I don't even know. One of our viewers here on this channel, regular viewer, was in the hospital recently. Now, I have this standing thing with a few in the group that are just, I just need to know that they're okay at all times for the most part. So if I interact with you on a fairly regular basis and you know it, or if you even want to be, we can chill and we can be cool like that, let me know y'all is okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're going in the hospital, shoot a heifer email, be like, look, I'm going to the hospital. Please pray for me. Or, I just want to let somebody know. I know your families and all know, but if you're regular and I see you on a regular basis and we communicate on a regular, I want to know you're okay. Y'all, that thing kind of messed me up a little bit when I was like, wait a minute, you was what? Oh my God. Who would let me know if something had happened to you? And I would be sitting here like, where is she? Why haven't I heard from her? And I can't deal with that, y'all. I'm that type of person. I'm that type of person. I see your name. I want to know you're okay. So y'all, look, if you want to be there with me on that, just shoot me an email. Be like, I'm good. Keep in touch with me because I'm gonna try and keep in touch with you. I'm not super good at it, but I definitely want to know if something's not right. Okay. So anyway, that was a personal thing. We gonna go back to where we was at because I just had to get that off my chest. That thing kind of messed me up a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, what would happen if something had happened to her? And I wouldn't have known. And if I had found out, see, I'm starting to get emotional just thinking about it. We can't deal with that. I need y'all to be like, look, let your families know Eve on the baby's booty. Log into her Facebook group and let her know that something ain't quite right with me so that she'll know, so that she won't be in the dark and find out some stuff on the back burner. I don't want to find out on the back burner. That would suck. But anyways, back to the regularly scheduled program. Actually, no, another detour. I need a favor from y'all. Hey, how often do I ask for a favor, right? So, what I would like to ask y'all to do, and I'm going to do another video on it as well. If you would take a moment and go to our Facebook business page, and the link is in the description below. I made sure to put it there, and just, holler at me, leave a thumbs up or something on my business page. I would really appreciate the support. A lot of you already have So if you'll do that, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just a little quick like if you like it. If you don't like Baby's Booty, that's cool. I understand because I'm not for everybody. But if you do, just leave a quick thumbs up on my Facebook business page. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. All right, so let me go back. Child, that was, thank you for letting me know. Shoot, Cushionberry, because I needed to know that. Michi Black, hello. Debbie D, thank you for being a YouTube co-group member. As always, thank you for joining us this evening. And also, those of you in here who are captains, if you are captains, please, 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 definitely check your YouTube, God, lay my brain. YouTube messages or my stories thing area on YouTube, because there is a message for you. I need you to see that message and respond to it so that we can get our captains taken care of for the month of July. Because I think you'll really like the package I'm gonna send out. So please definitely check that message. Let's see. She asked about needles. I'm not gonna forget about the needles. Gail McNair. I didn't know the multi needles were round. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Just seems right. Linda Woods Brown. Hey, Linda Woods Brown. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate. Oh, Schmitz. Thank you. Did I say Schmitz? I can't even remember what I said. But yes, they have that little colored band on their needles, and that's really cool. Boomchilla stabilizer. You can use cutaway. Definitely. Anytime you're using a stretch material, cutaway stabilizer is what you want to use, because you want your stretch to be stable. You don't want all that wavy, and you don't want it to bunch up in the washing machine and all that cool jazz. You don't want that. You want the embroidery to be stable. So you could use fusible stabilizer, but the area around the stitches and just behind the stitches will be, it won't stretch, because that fusible is going to adhere itself to the fabric and stop it from stretching. So you can use that. That will help, and it will help also avoid a lot of that puckering and whatnot. But keep in mind, on certain outfits or whatever, it may look kind of weird for that one section to be stuck there. You know what I'm saying? But most people understand it's embroidery. It's supposed to, be stagnant in one area, not have all that stretching go on. So yeah, but cutaway is definite what to use for definite a need when you're using a stretchy material. Kristen Smith, I am researching multi-needle machines. How can I tell the difference between commercial and professional? So with multi-needle machines, and I will get to the needle. With multi-needle machines, you have what is called commercial embroidery machines and industrial embroidery machines. So most of your commercial embroidery machines are not industrial, and the main differences between them is the industrial machines generally do not have an automatic needle threader. They also usually you have to do the maintenance to your industrial machine. You can hire somebody to come through, because like I know a guy that works on industrial machines, and he'll be more than happy to come and work on these machines, but who can afford that right now? So you can have somebody to come on and work on it. If you don't feel comfortable, you can. But it comes with a little toolkit. The industrial machines do. They have a little toolkit that comes with extra parts and stuff like that, because when you're in an industrial environment and you're doing 200, 300, 500 shirts and hats back to back to back, that's industrial, right? You're doing an industry, and you're providing a larger scale service. So those machines, the manufacturers understand, look, you don't have time for downtime. You don't. So here's some extra parts. We got you. Here's some extra parts. We're going to send it so that if your needle presser foot breaks, here's another one. Just go ahead and throw that sucker back on. We'll show you how to do it. We got the videos and everything. We'll show you how to do the routine maintenance, stuff like that. Whereas with the commercial large multi-needle machines, most of them, you have to take that to the manufacturer to get it fixed. That's not an option with a lot of them. So, like for instance, my 6-needle machine, if it breaks, I don't have a manual. I don't have extra parts. So if anything happens to that, I gotta pack that sucker right up and put it in the car and take it all the way to Charlotte Ray Road to Lee Sewing and Vacuum, Creative Sewing and Vacuum, and be like, Barry, I broke it again, and have him fix it, and a week later I'll be able to get it back. So that's two of the major differences. There are quite a few more, but for the most part, those are the more troubling for people, because usually a deal breaker for people is, one, they don't want to work on their own stuff. So I don't want to do that. They want carefree. We want no hassle. So even if that means I have to pack it up and take it in, I'm okay with that. And then some people like all those little extra bells and whistles, like I said, the automatic needle threader and blah blah. So I'm okay without it, because at the end of the day, I need a workhorse that's gonna pound out what I need done, without any hesitation whatsoever. Whereas there are limitations with the commercial machines. They don't always work with the same type stuff. Like for instance, I have a hat driver, which I talked about this in a couple of lives ago. I have a cap driver with that embroidery machine where I can embroider on hats. Okay, but the manual for that machine says don't use structured hats. Structured hats is what most of my customers want. And they want the most structured of all structured hats, unfortunately, but hey, it's money. So the 6-needle, I can't use that for my customers because it just will not cooperate stitching on that hat. It just, y'all, I can't tell you the level of tears in trying to force that machine to do the structured hat. So I just finally gave up. And then this beautiful thing came into my life, and so it's like, yes, I can do hats. So there's quite a few differences, but and the price difference, oh my god, the price difference is insane. Like for instance, this machine, if you give Valerie a call at Redline, this setup, I want to say $79.95 if I'm not mistaken. We can look it up just to confirm that. But this is the 15 needle. They also have a 12 needle. 12 needle. That's a little less, but these are industrial. But like I said, mine is $79.95 if I'm remembering correctly. That 6-needle embroidery machine, I want to say was $8,000 as well for 6 needles. So the price difference is crazy. And then I think the 10-needle for that brand is something like $12,000 or something crazy. I think it's about $12K. Whereas, like I said, 8K for that one back there. And but anyway, to each his own. Let's see. He used tearaway. That was it. Oh yeah, tearaway. You can't do that. We have fast frames now too. Would that be better? I think he floated it. Okay, so Bunchilla, yes, floating the stretchy is good. All right, because you're not stretching it, so that's a good thing. Even though you kind of have to clip it to the fast frame to make sure it doesn't stretch anymore as it's being embroidered on. There is so 9 times out of 10, because he did the fast frames, he probably used the sticky stabilizer, which most people use with fast frames. There is a sticky cutaway. There is a sticky cutaway, and I think it's made by OESD. I think is the name of the company. It's Embroidery Supply Company, I think, and I can look it up while we're here. I don't forget, because I do want to get back to the sewing embroidery needles and the different fabrics and whatnot. But in most instances, you have to find that. I think they're like the only people that sell the sticky Cutaway. Everybody else's sticky stabilizer is tearaway. So in that instance, what I would suggest is using Cutaway, but the spray adhesive. Very light though. Not a whole lot of that spray adhesive to hold the cover up in place. So, but yeah, tearaway is not the option for stretchy material. I mean, tearaway is not my suggested material for stretchy, the stabilizer for stretchy materials, because I've had folks argue, other folks up one mile down other, and I refuse to argue. What works for you works, but obviously tearaway didn't work for you, did? Cut away, people, cut away. I'm not saying it just because I want to. Diana Henderson says, hello everyone, hope you're having a good evening. We are. Hey Tracy Bradshaw, how are you? Welcome, thank you for joining us. Mita Gonzalez from Philadelphia, welcome, thank you for joining us. Miss Social Dev, hello, thank you for being a YouTube group member, I appreciate it. I'm scrolling through this so that we can get to questions and then back to our needles, definitely. Wanda Faith, hello, how are you? Welcome, thank you for joining us. We have friends in China Grove. Oh Lord, that's up that away, near my daughter. Pittsburgh is only 3 hours away at my husband's hometown. I'm going to try my best to make it. Oh, to the NBM show? That would be cool. It's a lot of fun. I absolutely love trade shows, y'all. Love them. Okay, so there's 2 different types of trade shows. 2 different types, just to go ahead and, she said, come to Long Beach. Oh man, Carmen, that's awesome sauce. That sounds phenomenal. First of all, Long Beach is in August, so that's too soon. But we'll keep that in mind. I think I have family in Long Beach. Pretty sure that's where my grandmother's sister is. My great aunt. I'm pretty sure that's where she is. But I'll check into that. But at any rate, there's the trade show where so this trade show, the Graphics Pro Expo, love it. But this trade show, the Graphics Pro Expo, is the type of trade show where you go and find out about the latest gadgets, the latest trends in doing graphics design work on clothing and stuff. So the latest embroidery machines are going to be out there on the floor. The latest sublimation printers are going to be out there on the floor. The latest industrial cutting machines, the latest industrial laser machines, the latest DTF and DTG machines will be out. Well, I don't know about DTF, but 9 times out of 10 that will be there. But DTG will be there. They're there. They've been there every year I've been there. So that's what this type of show is. There will be some suppliers there, not a whole lot though. So like embroidery blanks, embroidery threads, embroidery supplies, sublimations, you know what I'm saying? Like t-shirt manufacturers will be there. Gildan was there one year. They're there every year. What's the name of the t-shirt company? My son loves their t-shirts. Bella and Canvas. Bella and Canvas was there, last time I was there. So, that's the type. Now, they're not like selling t-shirts there. Like, you can't just go and buy blanks, but they're there so that you can see their shirts, see the latest shirts that they have, feel the materials, see the quality, give you little books and stuff to go in your baggie. A lot of them have samples. You also have business credit. People are there, giving out stuff. So that's this type of trade show. Okay. Now there's another trade show called, there's actually a couple, but I know Applique Getaway is one that was last weekend, I think, or weekend before. Applique Getaway is more of the trade show where everything there is all about the suppliers for us, or for the crafters. So embroidery blanks, vinyl suppliers. Oh, there will be vinyl suppliers usually at the Graphics Pro Expo. Acrylic suppliers, you know what I'm saying? That type environment is Applique Getaway. So Applique Getaway, you really need to come with an empty credit card and one of those rolly carts. Don't come with a bag. Don't expect to be carrying no darn tote bag from those places. You need a rolly cart. I promise you, because you will be buying stuff if you come with the empty credit card, and carrying all of them bags is a whole fool because it's a big trade show event usually. So you're doing a lot of walking. So get a rolly bag, a rolly cart, and empty credit card, and just come and absorb the wonder that is the Applique Getaway. Now, I don't know when the next Applique Getaway is. They usually travel too. So they'll do Atlanta, they'll do Tennessee. Let me see. I think they were in Tennessee. Not Tennessee. Was it Tennessee? Where? Let's look it up because I can't remember where they were. Applique Getaway. There it is. Yikes. Okay, there we go. Applique Getaway. Oh, let me switch all over. This is Applique Getaway. This one was July 23rd to the 25th was recent. DFW, Dallas Fort Worth. Okay. So they also have classes, which Graphics Pro Expo has classes too, but not as many. Shopping and then, you know, just hanging out with folks and all of that cool stuff. So I think they only have the one then. Let's see. Frequently asked questions. Oh, you have to pay to get into Applique Getaway. It's not free like the Graphics Pro Expo is. Oh, it was only one. My bad. So we missed it. I thought they had more than one. I thought they had like 2 or 3. One in Atlanta. So I know there's another trade show really similar to the Applique Getaway. I can't think of the name of it right now. But there are those. And what I can do is, as I find out about them, I need to do better with. Well, actually, you know what? With COVID, they kind of like yanked the rug out from a lot of this stuff over the past couple of years. Whoops. So that's a little bit different as far as getting information on going to the trade show is concerned. But hopefully we'll get some more information on that and be able to get it going and get you guys to a trade show near you, because I absolutely love them. They're a lot of fun. Tammy Sutherland says, oh wow, it's live. Well, we're live. And the trade shows usually are too. Hey, Monica Torres, how are you? Welcome. Lily Bonds, you're welcome. Thank you for letting me know that it was helpful. Felicia I wish my stomach was that small again. Hilarious. That's funny. Hey, Contessa Harris, how are you? Welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube member. Super Sheepy is super cute. I love him. Craftable Thing says she prays every time she turns on her embroidery machine. Likewise. Especially when I'm doing my cheer team stuff. Oh my god, y'all. Oh, it just annoys me when I mess up with that stuff. Beverly Smith, thank you for being a YouTube group member. D'Amica Ford, hello. Carrie Moore, hello. Welcome. First time. She says brand new here. Always a pleasure. Time you. Welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube group member. We appreciate you being here always. Always. Let's see. EJ's daughter, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate it. Wanda Faye says she had the rotary cuff surgery. Oh man, no, it wasn't you, but thank you for letting me know, because I just that was kind of stressful. Terry Bradshaw, I do want to offer my condolences on the anniversary of your son's passing. I hate hearing that. That's never an easy thing to lose a child. Tammy Sutherland said you saw a bunch of hats above that caught your eye. Where did you see hats? Because do I have any hats somewhere? Unless you're talking about somewhere else. I don't think I have hats. Borcua, so many good. Hey, how are you, Jeanette? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate you joining us. Simone Langley, thank you for being a YouTube group member. We appreciate you joining us. Yes, I did. Shirley Stewart, I did get your message. I appreciate it. Hey, Norma Lazaro, welcome. Thank you for joining us. How do you handle the charge when you have to get a design digitized? Do you give the file to the customer? If so, do you charge extra? That's a good question, and we will get back to the needles. So when you are getting a design digitized by a customer, the way I normally handle it is I let the person know this is a new design that you're requesting. Do you have it digitized already? A lot of times they'll say yes, and then they'll send you a PNG. No, I mean like digitized in the form of you've taken the image and it's been converted into embroidery stitches type file so that my embroidery machine can read it. Oh, no, I don't have that. Okay, cool. Well, just to let you know that my digitizer, as I send my designs out to be digitized professionally, it takes an extra 2 to 3 day turnaround time on my turnaround time, but they charge an extra fee. However, once it's digitized, you don't have to pay that anymore unless you change the size. Okay. So as long as you don't change the size, your digitizing fee is $30, I may say, because my digitizer, I think it's $15. So sometimes I'll double it. Depends on the person if I like them enough or not. So I'll charge my fee and say, okay, this is the digitizing fee. And when I send the invoice, it's broken down on there. Digitizing fee. And over here, because I need them to know that that money generally goes, all of it goes to the digitizer, except for my portion for sending it over to the digitizer. But anyway, and then you have the embroidery fee with whatever my embroidery rate is. If the customer comes back and they ask for the file, I generally give it to them. Because what ends up happening is the customer winds up, maybe they want to go with a different embroidery company, whatever the case may be, and to avoid a bunch of drama and fussing and complaining what I paid for it, blah blah, just give them the file. I mean, what does it hurt if they go somewhere else? You know, enjoy working with you. Peace out, because obviously the fit wasn't where it needed to be, and that's okay, because you will get more business to replace that. Trust and believe it comes. So I generally give them the file. However, let them know, like, if yours is PES, it's not up to you to convert it if you don't want to. You can let them know, because I had one customer send me a file and hers was Melco. It was a Melco file. I don't read Melco. None of my equipment, I don't have a Melco. So either your person who sent you that file needs to convert it for you. If they won't, then I will have to have it redigitized into a file format that my embroidery equipment can read. And she was a little frustrated with that, because she went back to the original embroiderer and was like, look, dude, I need this in a more universal format. And I guess he gave us some kickback or whatever. But it took like a month to get that file back from him. And then she sent it to me, and I can't remember what happened or what the deal was with that file. It was the wrong file, or it was the wrong size or something. And I was like, look, I have the file, but this isn't the right thing. This isn't what you wanted me to embroider, or is it? So she had to go back to him. Now, this was supposed to be a rush order, and she paid for a rush order. I'm like, as soon as I get the file, I have it done in 24 hours, but I need the file. So it was a catastrophe, man. That whole ordeal ended up back and forth with her guy and whatnot was, I dare say that was darn near 2.5 months. And at the end of it all, I got it done within 24 hours. And then she was like, well, can I have my recipe back? No, ma'am. I still had it done in 24 hours. Your person didn't get the file to me in enough time. I can't help that. So all of this could have been avoided had the digitizer just been upfront and was like, okay, well, here's your file. I'm not converting it. And then he could have let her know I'm not converting it. She could have told me, and I've been like, okay, we'll just redigitize it. It's simple, very simple process. So just go and give people the file. I mean, and I always keep the files anyway. It's everything I've ever embroidered is on my computer and on my backup cloud drive. So if they lose it or whatever, they reach out. Do you happen? Yeah, here, send it right on and be done with it. I ain't worried about it. Don't crap for that. But that's the way I handle it. It is entirely up to you, of course, because it's your businesses. So if you choose to charge extra for them, you know, because you might want to charge extra if they call and be like, okay, well, I want the file. Well, that's an extra $10 because you have to go out of your way. You might be out to eat or something, and you gotta go and get the file and deal with that, blah blah. This, but that's up to you too. Me, I just don't give the file because it's their file. What I'm gonna do with it? Nothing. Just let it sit there so they can go ahead and take it and do whatever they need to. So no worries. Um, let's see. Let's see. Wonder Faith, I was too, but the surgery went very well. Sports surgeon in Charlotte reassured it was the best. I hope you won't have to have it rotator cuff. Ooh, I hope not. Charlotte they have some pretty good doctors. Is there more than one Facebook page? There's one Facebook group. So the Hoop group is the group page, but this is the Facebook business page I was asking about. So if you would go, please, if you don't mind, go to the Baby's Booty business page and let them know you enjoy learning from the videos, or just a like is sufficient. I'm not super picky at all. I just appreciate the support. Tammy Sutherland, condolences to you as well. I didn't even realize it was two Tammys. I apologize for that. Miss Bickham been here? I didn't see her. Oh my gosh. Hey, Miss Bickham. Oh, that's why, because it's the message. Okay. Kristen Smith, hello. I have the 12 needle red line, purchasing the 15 needle for my third machine next month. I love my red line mini style couture. First of all, thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate that. Second of all, ma'am, third machine, holler. Spit that testimony out right here for these folks so that they can understand the phenomenal feeling it is to, because once you get one industrial machine, the business just comes. I don't understand. It was like folk found out, oh, you got a what? Okay, so I need 12 shirts, 14 hats, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I just got it. Can I learn the thing first? It was crazy. And it was just like back to back to back to back. Now, of course, there are slow times. But that machine, if you really, really, really want the business will come to you. It really will. So congratulations, Stalcore Tour. Please let me know when your 15 needle arrives so we can ring the bell for that baby. And please make sure you letting Valerie know we sending you over there the red line, and so that she can get you your extra hoops. So that she'll know. Justine's right, Linda Willis Brown. If there's time, how can I get my Sew It Pro nap down to fill the shape of my satin border? How can I get my Sew It Pro nap down to fill the shape of my satin border? If not, I told it. Are you talking about the entire background? Fill the shape of my satin border. I need to make sure I'm understanding correctly, and forgive me because, as I mentioned, I got a headache. So just trying to process the nap tech and making sure that I'm understanding how you want that to work. Let me know. Boom Chiller says mesh cutaway. Yeah, mesh is perfect. Use maybe 2 pieces. See if 2 pieces will help and make it better. Damika says, is Elna a good machine to use? I've never used the Elna. Barely familiar with it. I think I know what machine you're talking about, and if so, that was one I was wanting to try, just to see if it was a decent machine, but I have not tried it, so I can't answer that, unfortunately. But what I do suggest is whenever you're in the market for an embroidery machine and you come across one that you think would be beneficial, see what warranty they have on it, what their support is. Check out their Facebook groups. Like, go on Facebook and type in Elna embroidery machine and see what groups pop up. Do you have an Elna embroidery machine hate group? If so, you might want to run. You know, but if you don't, if everybody seems to be pretty positive, they love their machine, do reviews on Google, check the reviews, how many stars, look at the complaints, see what people are complaining about. Because I guarantee you a lot of the issues with embroidery machines are user error in most instances. So You want something friendly and easy to use, and something that has some really good support, especially like on YouTube. See how many videos are out there on that machine showing how to use it, how to troubleshoot it, blah, blah, blah. That's the type of stuff you want to look for when you are looking to get a machine. Hey, Levite Apparel, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Levite Apparel, OMG, because I was you and ADub Productions. I'm receiving Recover Machine. Thank you for your help. Because I was you and ADub Productions. That's what's up. Yeah, ADub is awesome sauce. This boy was just talking to him the other day. So ADub is totally awesome. And if you need help from either one of us, just give us a holler. Do they have smaller type tools at trade show? In most instances, no. In most instances. So at the trade shows, like, you're not going to find, most instances, you're not going to find now I'm talking about the Graphics Pro Expo. The Graphics Pro Expo is, you're not going to find the single needle embroidery machines usually. There are some small suppliers there, like for instance, a smaller vinyl. Was she there? I think she was there. Okay, so there's a lady local to Charlotte, and she'll set up there and sell her vinyl because she has patterned vinyl and stuff like that. So she sets up, but as far as equipment is concerned, you're not gonna, like, you might get a heat press that's kind of affordable as far as small scale is concerned. But most of the other things, they did have a couple of small laser and 3D printers there not last year, of course, because they were shut down, but the year before. But as far as like small equipment, generally no. But don't let that deter you. And the reason why I say is because you never know what's out there until you actually go. And I'm gonna give you a really, really personal experience, really good illustration, but it's a personal experience. So I don't know how many years ago it was, again, because headache, but it was definitely 4-ish years ago, around about. And I had heard about doing rhinestones, but I never knew how to do rhinestones and didn't know if I could do rhinestones, because I knew that there was a rhinestone machine out there, but I never knew that I could do rhinestones. So I went to the NBM show, because it was NBM back then, and I'm walking around looking at all the cool stuff. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's neat. Oh, man, that's really cool. And I come across the rhinestone world. And this big old booth, because they're there every year, the big old booth in the middle of the Duflachi. And I think that was my first time going to the NBM show, actually, now that I reflect. But anyway, and they are upbeat. Folks is going back and forth. Matt is teaching, and folks is, learning. And they got all the stones laid out in thingies so that you can see how to do rhinestones and stuff like that. And so I was like, man, I know I can't do it. So I walked up and I talked to the guy. I wish to God I can remember his name right now, because he was real cool. I don't think he's there anymore. But I was like, how does this work? And he was like, oh, you just do this and you brush it in and show you how you pick it up and then you press it on. And I was like, wait a minute. That's all? Are you sure? And he was like, yeah. I was like, but I have a Cricut, so what cutting machine? It's like, well, you really should. You can do the graph tape, but if you have this, that, and the third, you should. What? Are you kidding me? I could have been doing rhinestones all this time and I didn't know. Yeah, no. If I had not have gone to the NBM show, I wouldn't have known that I could do rhinestones. Yes, the rhinestone world started me on that train to rhinestone heavenville. Yes, they certainly did. And I'm eternally grateful for that, because I never knew that I could do rhinestones. So don't knock going just because they don't have small equipment and stuff. Because even if you go and you don't find some equipment to buy, because like I said, this is merely, in my opinion, for us, for our crowd, this is merely informational and goals, reach for the stars type stuff. Like when you're ready, I already saw it. I have it on a, because they gave me the pamphlet there. It's up on the wall. I look at it every day. This is going to happen for me type situation. Go anyway. Check it out. See what all is out there. Because the worst possible outcome in going anyway, especially because you can get in for free, the worst possible outcome is you will walk away with bags of goodies because they give away stuff there too. So like, samples of stuff and pamphlets showing all kinds of cool stuff, and of course tote bags, because I'm a tote bag queen, tote bag heaven. The credit card people was giving tote bags, these folks over here was giving tote bags, so go anyway. It's not a bad look, but no, they don't usually have the small machines. Now Applique Getaway, I don't remember if they had equipment there or not. But Applique Getaway was more supplies there. So when I say you're going to be shopping and buying stuff, blah, blah, that's mainly what was there. Now, there's a couple of people at MBM, well, now Graphics Pro, they may have the silhouette for sale. That could be an option. But other than that, yeah, normally they don't have small stuff. Oh, Levite Apparel had the EM1010 Recon machine. That's awesome. EM1010. The industrial. That is an industrial embroidery machine. Do you remember year 1991? Was there any cell phones or Facebook in 91? No. Not cell phones. Not for the comment. Wait a minute. How old is my baby? I graduated in 94. My husband, I remember him telling me he had a cell phone back when, the first like flip phone, because he never had the bag phone. So they may have had that cell phone, like the bag phone back then, but not normal people couldn't get it. Roxanne Peterson, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Miss Beckham, rough day, not handling too well. Oh, okay. Hit me back later. And big hugs to you. I remember. So yeah, big hugs to you. Ginger, Wednesday, August the 7th, major back surgery, installing bolts, nuts, and screws with the 5 vertebrae. Thank you in advance for all the prayers going to be said this week. You're welcome. Definitely going to screenshot that so that I will keep you in memory, and definitely offer up some well wishes for you. My son is gonna have to have similar surgery, so yikes. Difference between structured and non-structured hats. Do you mean beanies is non-structured? Baseball caps is structured? No, I am talking about the buckram of the hat, and the buckram of the hat is, I just had hats right here. Oh my god. Y'all, I try to keep stuff within arm's reach so that I can show you. And it always goes away. So this is a structured hat, ball cap. And this one, I like to keep my hat hoop clamped closed. So this is a structured hat that I pulled the stitches out of because I messed up. And the structured hat, if you see here on the inside, it has this material on the inside. It's like a canvas. I forget what they call it, but it's like a buckram. It's called the buckram of the hat. And what this does is it gives the hat stability so that when you put stuff on the front of the hat, or if you wash the hat, it'll stay nice and structured. It'll stay nice and rounded on the front. That's the whole point. Whereas back here on the back of the hat, an unstructured hat on the front will look like this. It won't have any buckram whatsoever. It's nice and floppy. You can beat it up, you can ball it up, you can throw it in the back of the truck, you know, whatever you need to do. That's an unstructured hat. So because it's nice and malleable like this, it's better suited for using on the 6-needle embroidery machine, because the way that machine is made, it's better for these soft floppy hats instead of the more structured hats. Now this one you might could use this on the 6-needle machine anyway, even though it has some structure to it, but because it's light structure. All right. I don't have sitting right here near me, but another name brand of a heavily structured hat would be Richardson caps are structured usually. Flex fit hats are structured usually. Those are more like really structured hats. They don't flop quite as much as this one does. So that's what a structured hat is. Beanies, yes, they're not structured because they don't have a lining in there to stiffen it. You need stiffener, for lack of a better description. But yeah, beanies don't really have that, so they technically are considered unstructured too. But when I'm talking about structured versus non-structured, usually it's for ball caps. Hello, Yan TV. How are you? Welcome. You're welcome, Jeanette. I am starting to try puff embroidery. Do you have a site that you like to buy your puff embroidery files from? No, and I'm gonna tell you why, because they're hard to find. Oh, I don't know why it's so hard to find puff embroidery, but usually when you're looking for puff embroidery, it's for hats. Embroiderylibrary.com does have some embroidery designs that utilize puff. But the thing is, usually when you're doing puff embroidery, that foam is in there, so you don't want to wash and dry that, usually. So there are not a whole lot of just designs that encompass puff embroidery, unless it is for a hat. And usually they're fonts, more so than designs. So I don't know. It's just you kind of have to find it and see if we can't figure out where to get puff embroidery from. If I find some, I'll let you know, because you're in the group, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm starting a brand and in need of someone to embroider my clothes, but I'm having no luck. I am in South Africa. Does anyone know any companies? There are quite a few overseas. You're already overseas. So was that lady in South Africa? I'm pretty sure she was in South Africa. The thing is, you would probably do better hiring out from like China, because right now between China and Pakistan, I'm pretty sure it's Pakistan, they are slamming the market with affordable embroidery and in bulk. Okay, so if you're talking about a brand, you might want to go that route, unless, you did say you're starting a brand, so you may want to start small. And the thing is, local is your better option because it'll be more affordable as opposed to finding someone overseas, especially in the US, because folks over here would have to charge not only to do the embroidery but ship back. So of course, yes, finding one, unless you're doing both, like I said, China would be your better option. But if you're doing one or two or whatever, yeah, it's a better idea to get it done over there. Have you or anyone here done the lace work with embroidery machines? Yes. Oh, love freestanding lace. Freestanding lace is a lot of fun. If you're talking about creating lace, yes. And I know John Deere his company used to create freestanding lace back before embroidery machines were embroidery machines. I had some freestanding lace around here somewhere. But yes, freestanding lace is totally awesome. Absolutely love it. Oh, Latanya York, hello. How are you? Welcome. There is an Elna Janome MB7 Facebook group, Kristen says, so definitely check that out if you're looking to do the Elna. Help you Cricut users. While watching live, I'm trying to cut initials on glitter vinyl. Never done this before. Does the glitter side go up or down? The shiny where you see the glitter goes face down. So you are talking about heat press vinyl, right? If you're talking about heat press vinyl, the shiny side goes down. So you will you'll see the back side of the vinyl that's kind of dull looking, and you want to cut that instead of the front side. Wow, don't know who this is, but we will be doing that. We'll do that. All right. I'm gonna do that too. Do that too. Sorry. Someone is being an idiot, but it's understandable. There are idiots among us. Gina Olive, not sure if you're still live, but hello from Houston, Texas. Just bought my very first embroidery machine, a Baby Lock Lissimo. So let me hear that bell. Love your show. Just found you this week. Gina, thank you for finding us this week, girl. We appreciate it. Congratulations on y'all new baby. Yes. Holler. Yes. Love you for finding us and wanting to get a bell ring for your shout out. Oh my God. Why me? Why me? No, just I hate knuckleheads. Okay. Oh, congratulations. Sabrina Cooper. I'm about 5 miles from the rhinestone world. Matt and the crew are awesome. Yes, they are. They are totally cool. You're welcome, Wanda Faith. Gina already keep the needle package next to the machine, so I know what's in it. That's smart. But me, I knock stuff off all the time, so it won't work for me. Ginger, welcome. Thank you for viewing us for the first time. I apologize for the troll. It sucks. Let's see. LaRuth Anderson, back in 94, I had the big car phone. Yeah, no. 94. Monica was born in 95. So in 94, when did I get my phone? I didn't get my first cell phone till, yeah, Monica was a baby, so it was about 94. No, 95-ish. It was in 95. And Sheila Cushberry, I love the Applique Getaway. Went to one in Dallas. Last one in 2019. Had one both with hoops and a couple with machines, but mostly supplies. Okay, so they did have a couple of things, so that's good. I didn't know. I cannot remember what it was I went to. Was it Applique Getaway? I think it was another show at one point, and I swear I cannot remember the name of it. That I went to. Embroidery Diva. Hey, darling, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Wanda Face. So with a structured hat, would you need any type of stabilizer? Asking because I don't know. Help, please. Thanks. Wanda Faith, I don't use stabilizer with my hats, my structured hats. I do not. You can, but I found they stitch better without it, so I don't use it. Sheila Cushionberry, thank you. I appreciate that. Referral to Stitch Delight. I appreciate that. Jeanette asked the same question. Yes, no, I normally don't use a stabilizer. Yeah, y'all, sorry about the troll. You know, we got chaps that come in and just do dumb stuff from time to time. Hey, Laverne Miller, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a YouTube group member. We appreciate it always. One more question on the hats. After you embroider the hats, do you cover the stitches inside the hat? I do not. But what I do, and hey, Charlene Mitchell, how are you? Welcome. Thank you. I am actually caught up on the chat. That's crazy. What I actually do on these hats, and so help me. Now, why is it every time I want to find something, I can't find it, but when I don't need it, sprints. That's how things go for me. But anyway, I'll try and show you from this aspect. So what I generally do is once I do the embroidery and you got all that craziness going on right here on the inside, I take a lighter and I go super quick over the back of it where it kind of like eats up the threads on the back, the sticky out threads. and cleans it up and makes it look nice and neat. And that's pretty much what I do. And then do this number right here after I put the paper back in for the structure, fold it up, put it in the bag, and give it to the customer. That's pretty much how I handle my hats. But be quick with that lighter, Lord. Be quick with the lighter. It's not a hold it on there type thing, because I done told myself up so many times. You're welcome, LaRuth. I forgot, how many years have you been doing it? 59 and thinking about starting to embroider. I was wondering if I'm too old. LaRuth. I had a lady when I first started teaching on YouTube. Matter of fact, this is a story. Do you get it? I have it digitized. I don't have time to digitize right now. So no, I don't digitize for the customers. I send it off, and that way I ain't got to worry about complaints, having to go back and forth with the customer. Stuff. Nope, let somebody else do it. The back of baby onesies would be mesh, cutaway mesh would be what I would use, and depending upon how heavy the design is, 1 or 2 pieces. If it's not super heavy, I would do 1 piece. If it's heavy, I would do 2. But LaRuth, I had a lady when I started doing embroidery. Jeez Louise, I want to say 2016. 2016, I think. But anyways, I'll have to go back and see how long I've been on YouTube. But I started because one lady, I started in a group that was for Sew It Pro, and I learned Sew It Pro pretty quick. I love Sew It Pro. It's to me, hands down, best embroidery editing software program there is out there, hands down, mainly because of the price. Price is $65. You can't beat that. All the others are hundreds. So anyways, and it saved my life. So my embroidery life. But the Sew It Pro, I was in the group, and there was this elderly lady in there. I'm saying elderly because at the time she was 75. And she was like, she couldn't figure out something with Sew It Pro. And I was like, dude, I know how to use Sew It Pro. I'll be more than happy to help you. I love my geriatric crowd. So I was like, I'd love to help you. So I told her, okay, open up Sew It Pro. Look right there. Do you see that at the top? Yeah. Okay. So when you see that at the top, right beside it, you'll see, because I think she was looking to do the hoop. You'll see the hoop with the green dot in it. I don't see it. I'm like, okay, but you saw this, right? You do see that up there. Yes, I see that. Okay. Right beside it. To the right. Right there. If you're looking at your screen to the right, you'll see, I don't see it. I was like, wow, this is tougher than I thought it was going to be. Okay, well then let's try it a different way. Let's go into the menu, go file, you see file, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. You click there. Okay, that works. Okay, you come down, you click there. I don't see it. I was like, bruh. You said you saw the one and it's right beside it. So you don't see it? No, I don't see it. It's in. She was getting frustrated. So I said, I tell you what. How about I do a video? And I help you so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Because we tried FaceTime. I don't have an iPhone, but I got a tablet, the iPad. And I was like, I'll do iPad and iPad you. And that wasn't working either because I couldn't see what she was doing. And she couldn't. I was like, okay, I'm going to do a video and help you figure out how to do it. So I did the video. She got it. It's like, yes, loved it. So then she was like, came up with another problem not long after that. I was like, okay, bet, I'll do a video. And gave her number. She called, and we would talk for the longest. She would call me and keep me updated. I haven't heard from her, and I need to check and see how she's doing. But and sometimes she would just call, just chat, and it was just hilarious to me because I'm like, I don't know this lady from Alabama, the sweetest little lady ever. But eventually she learned Sew It Pro. She didn't even need to reach out to me no more. She was telling other people how to do stuff. So I know for a fact at 65 years old, you can do embroidery. 60, how old did you say? Did you say 65? 59. I'm putting you up there, girl. See, you're a baby. You can do it. 59 years old, you got this. And one thing's for certain, even if you're doing it for just a hobby, not to start a business. You can do it to start a business too, because you can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that on the side with the embroidery machine and make little things that people can buy, and they'll buy it. But if for pleasure, I started doing embroidery for therapy. I started doing embroidery for a therapeutic reason, and it helped me through a lot of dealing with PTSD and that type stuff. So I know for a fact it was very helpful for me. I can't see why it wouldn't necessarily be helpful for you, especially the fact that you're in here, you're interacting with us, you're asking questions, you're hungry to know. See, there's a difference between folks that's like, I want an embroidery machine, I just want to make money. Okay, well, you looking at it the wrong way. There has to be a inner desire more so than money to make it where you will do it and stick with it, because you're investing. You're going to invest a lot into this business or into this hobby, and it's not cheap. It's not super expensive. I've seen worse, but it's not cheap either. So once you get into it, stick with it. Don't get so frustrated. Just give us a holler. You got the hoop group. You can join on Facebook. You got any questions, put it on there. When I'm in there and I'm active, I'll answer. If I'm not active, I got hundreds of folks in there that just absolutely love being helpful, and I love it. It's just phenomenal, the family that we have in the hoop group, and they'll help you. Somebody will help you. And so just definitely check that out. You're not too old. Don't worry about that. You are never too old to learn something new, Jeanette said. Go for it. I know that's right. And LaRuth Anderson, I have a son older than you. 2011, Miss Max says, do what you love. It keeps the lifeline flowing. I'm trying to tell you, it's, girl, to sit there and just be embroidering and just hear your machines and just, it's just something about it. I absolutely love it. And then something turned out super cute. And you're just like, oh, it's cute. I love it. You know, it's something about it. I just love it on my embroidery. Let's see. Hey, Debbie Kid. How are you, my love? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're in here. I hope you're doing okay. Holler at me if you are not. So I'm glad to see you show up. Yes, and you can make unique gifts for family and friends. I know that's right. Yas. So please do, LaRuth. Please do, because it's a lot of fun. I love it. And you can make cool stuff. And like I said, I tell everybody, if you're just starting out, do towels. Do a hand towel. Do some hand towels for friends or whatever. And they're cheap. You can go to Walmart and buy little dollar hand towels. You can go to Dollar Tree and buy dollar hand towels. And just practice stitching on them. Because if you mess up, guess what? You still got a towel. Even if it's ugly, you can still use it to wipe up spills and stuff. So it doesn't matter. You're not wasting anything. Whereas if you go out and buy onesies or t-shirts or hats, if you ruin that, who the heck wants to wear a jacked up hat? You know what I'm saying? So get a towel because you can still use it and it not be that big of a deal. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So going back to needles, I appreciate the question about the embroidery needles, what you can use it for, what type needles there are out there. I do have a more in-depth video that explains and shows the needles up front and close and personal, but I definitely want to mention that there are 3 main needles that I keep in my business and utilizing needles here. You have a regular sharp needle. The size is what your taste and your preference is. Unless you're doing something super heavy duty like denim, you want to go for the larger size. But size isn't the point of this conversation. Then you have I have my sharp, I have my ballpoint for stretchy materials, and then I have a large eye needle. Okay, so fortunately, the large eye needle can be the sharp needle as well, but rarely do I find a large eye ballpoint needle. That's rare. But I like the large eye needles because the eye of it is bigger than your regular needle, and it allows for your embroidery thread to do its thing a lot more freely, whereas the regular needle eye is just so teeny and restrictive. You get a lot of thread breaks with the small eye or regular eye needle. You know what? I have a graphic somewhere. Let me see if I can't pull up this graphic and show the needles so that you can see them betterer. And then, orange icon. Let's shrink this down some. And then it'll make more sense. Now, the thing with needles, as I mentioned, your home machines have a flat shank needle. So the back of the needle is flat, which makes it super simple to insert in the embroidery machine the correct way and be able to embroider the correct way. Whereas your industrial machines are round shank. A lot of times the manufacturer or even some other folks who embroider for quite some time will suggest to you to put your needle in and ever so slightly twist it to, I don't know if it's the right or the left. I can't remember because I personally don't do that, because the couple of times I did try it when I first heard of it, it did not work for me. I kept getting thread breaks. So I don't do that, but sometimes some people tell you to turn it. There are folks, and I'm guilty of doing this myself, that will use just the sharp needles. They don't use the ballpoint needles when they're stitching on onesies or t-shirts and stuff like that. I have done it only because I was too lazy at the time to change the needle. And it can stitch okay, but it's not ideal, because what that sharp needle actually does is pokes holes in your stretchy fibers, and it can accelerate the wear and tear of the surrounding garment from the embroidery. So it is better, because the ballpoint moves the fibers out of the way, whereas the sharp needle tears its way through the fabric. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. So if it stretches any, I don't care what material it is, like this is not stretchy. This is more like I don't know what fabric this is, but it doesn't stretch. Whereas your t-shirts, they all stretch. They have a stretch to their fabric. Sweat shirts stretch. Sweatpants stretch. Felicia Storm, thank you very much for becoming a hoop group member. Woo! Yes. Congratulations, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the fold. We appreciate it. Thank you very, very much for being a hoop group member. Yes, I do use the sharp needles for the hats because these aren't stretchy. They are not stretchy material, so I absolutely love just using your regular hat. You're back in the hunt? Oh my gosh, every kid. I need you to call me. Charlene Mitchell, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. Did she say 6 years? Has it been 6 years? Oh my god, I'm old. Thank you for pointing that out though. Make sure I'm not missing. When using metallic thread, what needles? The large eye needles. Large eye needles. And as soon as I find this graphic, wherever it is, I'll show you what I mean about the large eye needles. They are essential when it comes to doing your glitter or metallic threads. So, and apparently it's not in this folder. So let's look somewhere else. I have so many pictures, y'all. It just does not make any kind of sense. Nope. Don't see it there. So I'll have to post them in the hook group on YouTube. I mean on Facebook. It's probably what I'm gonna have to do because I don't see. Let me look right here. Nope, I don't see the images right now. Nope, Oh man, I probably can find some generic. Let's see if we can find some generic needle images. Sewing needles. I probably should say it's on a needle chart because I'm pulling up hand sewing needles. That's not really what sewing machine. There we go. Let's look at this. This is cool. This is cool. Let's see. Okay. So who is this? This should be Schmidt. It should be Schmidt. Oh, this is the other one I like. Hold on. Let me look at this one. Let's open that new tab. Okay. So this one is one that I've used on my videos before. Okay. So this graphic is much more informative. The only thing missing is the large eye needle. But I'll see if I can't show a large eye, because I think that's what this is that I showed you earlier, is a large eye needle. But anyways, yeah, this one is. So as you see in this image, and I'm gonna see if I can't blow it up actually real quick. Nope, nope. 250. Woo, Lord, I'm blowing up the wrong thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So as you see, this is universal. All right, and it has a sharp point at the end. Jersey, ballpoint, and stretch are the exact same needle. Basically, they have just a little bit less of a round than the jersey, but it's rounded tip. So you can use either one for your stretch embroidery stuff. So yes, you should theoretically use the jersey ballpoint needle for onesies and t-shirts, and then the stretch needle for like your spandex. But you can use either one because either one doesn't have a sharp point. That's the most important thing. Jeans and denim, as you see, the point is a whole heck of a lot more sharper, just like the Microtex sharp. But the jeans denim needle is bigger. It's a thicker needle versus the Microtex. It's a lot smaller. Okay, so that you can do really teeny lettering and stuff like that. Is what the Microtex sharp works well for. Self-threading doesn't count for us. Leather, I mean, they do have it. You don't have to use it. But you have your rounded side on the front, the flat side on the back for home embroidery machines. And as I mentioned, the difference is ours isn't flat. It's just rounded all the way around. But the needles are all basically the same as far as the tip is concerned. Then you have the shaft and this groove that goes down the front, which is where the needle guides itself, and it sits in that groove as it goes through the eye and up and down. And of course, you see here is the eye, and then the back side is the scarf. So the eye of the needle is what you want to keep in mind for doing metallic threads. The larger, the better it's going to be for helping you get your embroidery done. Let's see. I think these are titanium, so I think these are the regular size eyes. Let me see. Yes, yes. Okay, so to show you the difference and why I prefer the larger eye needle, let me blow your screen up actually. So here is, I need something black. Will this work? No. Well, it might work. Whoops. So I have a titanium needle, which is gold, goldish color, as you see. And then I have the large eye needle, which is silver. Okay. So I'm going to try my best to turn both of these towards me with the scarf. And, oh, perfect. Okay. So as you can see, Look at the size difference in the holes of these needles. So the gold one has a regular size hole. That's normally, whoop, quit tripping, camera, darn. The hole in the gold one is your normal size. And then look at the silver one at the bottom. So it's just, number one, easier to thread. Number two, it gives the thread more room to be able to move around and less chance for it to break, have thread breaks. It's just an easier needle all the way around to use. Now, as I mentioned, I don't remember finding a ballpoint needle with a large eye. I think the ballpoint needle has the regular size eye. But this large eye needle is generally called a top stitch needle or a large eye needle. But top stitch works too. So top stitch, the reason why I found out about it and ended up getting it is because of Superior Threads. Superior Threads is a thread company, and he teaches the differences with the needles and what needles work best with threads. And your industrial machines, if you go to a manufacturing plant where they're stitching hundreds of machines, hundreds of heads, and they're all running all of these embroidery machines, and you look at the type needles they're using, in most instances you're using top stitch needles. So if a manufacturer can use a top stitch needle, seems like that would make good sense. So I use them as well. That was that image. Now this image, let's see if I can blow it up. Oh, there it is. So you have, no, thank you. You have needle types, and as I mentioned, these are not on the industrial needles, but they are on the shoulder of your regular regular sewing embroidery machine needles. And these bands have universal, supposedly, color meanings. Okay, so the needle type is on top, needle size is on the bottom. So I have never learned the color codes because I just read what the package says and I go off of that. So ballpoint, you have ballpoint in 70, 80, 90, and 100 size needles. Those ballpoints are for light knits, medium knits, double knits, tricot. So those are stretchy fabrics. Jersey, light medium jersey, stretch, light medium, highly elastic knits. Jeans, you got your denim, you got microtex needles, as I showed you, the super thin, super pointy leather, universal twin stretch quilting. So the thing is, with these sizes, is the only reason why I came over here really to point that out, is with your sizes, it's entirely up to the fabric that you're using to dictate, and your embroidery to a certain degree, what you're going to embroider. Now, if you're embroidering, in most instances, you can easily get away with 7511, which is your standard size embroidery needle. I generally run 9014, or sometimes, I'm sorry, 8014. Sometimes I'll do 9016, but I kind of go middle of the road for 80, size 80 needle. But the needle size, if you're doing really fine lettering on a hat or on a design or whatever, you can go with a smaller size needle. The 75 needle should work just fine for that. If you're doing denim or a super heavy, dense embroidery design, you may want to bump up your needle size a little bit to help ensure that you don't break a needle. So you can go with the 9014, I'm sorry, 9016 or the 8014. Am I saying that right? My brain is hurting right now. So at any rate, look at the thickness of your fabric, the thickness of your design, size your needle accordingly. You can go with the 7511 in the majority of instances of embroidery and be just fine. I used 7511 for years, and that's pretty much where I stuck and stayed until I started using the top stitch needle. The top stitch needle is where I went up to the size 80 or 90 needle. It just depends on how I feel. Oh, Miss Beckham, you still in here? Bless you, my love. Thank you so very much. I don't know why we getting knuckleheads in here because normally we don't have knuckleheads. Okay, so a garden for mom. Hi, how are you? Just wanted to let LaRuth Anderson know that you're 59 too and just purchased a baby lock earlier this year. It's so much fun. Trying to tell you, girl. That's what's up. Tammy Sutherland, you know how people are using the Cricut press to a regular iron works just fine. So the Cricut press can be used irons in most instances, and in some instances can be used. The thing what makes the iron not necessarily the best option is because of not being able to regulate the heat like you can with the Cricut Easy Press. You set a temperature, it'll be at the temperature and you can use it. Whereas the what did I just do? Oh, whereas the iron, you don't know what temperature it is. You can't set a temperature and make it be there. How do you organize all your embroidery designs? Diane Wilson, I don't. Oh my God, it's so sad. It's so sad. I don't organize them really. The closest thing I come to organizing my embroidery designs is I have a folder that says embroidery. Let's go here. I have a folder that says embroidery. And this is all of my embroidery files. I do have a folder that says letters. So all of my fonts, embroidery fonts, are in this letters folder. Then in this monogram folder, some of my monogram fonts are in here, some are in letters. This other folder right here, this custom one, is super important to me as well because whenever I do, either I digitize it or I have it digitized for the customer, it goes in that custom folder right there so that I can easily find it and get back to it. Embroidery library, and it in most instances, all of my embroidery library designs are supposed to go in this folder. And then at some point in time, I tried to keep my embroidery design. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Applique, supposedly my applique designs are in this folder. I do have one called In the Hoop. Here it is. Supposedly all of my In the Hoop designs are in that folder. They're not. So toilet paper, my toilet paper designs are in a folder. Whenever I download an embroidery design, if I remember, I put them in this zip folder. The zip file, I put it in this folder and keep the zip file. Even after I unzip it, I take the original zip file and put it in this zipped folder and then leave the unzipped version. So I have duplicates of every design on my computer because I keep my backup. I keep my zip file. Reason being is, especially with my fonts, there have been times I was editing a file in Sew It Pro and I accidentally changed the letter to the whole name and overwrote the original file. So I just go back to my zip folder, unzip it again, fix it, blah, blah. So, but that's how my stuff is set up. Don't follow in my footsteps. It's annoying. Because when you need to find a file and you can't find it, oh my God, it's the most disorganized ever. So, but there is a software program. If you like Sew It Pro, there is a sister program to Sew It Pro called SewCat. And SewCat helps you catalog your embroidery designs. And that is, I think it's $40, I think. And it's actually a really good program. The problem is I found that program after I had amassed tons and tons of embroidery designs and really didn't want to go back and try and organize after the fact. So yeah, it's sad. Margot, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you, EJ's daughter. I appreciate it. Eve, I've been a member. Felicia says for over a year, got the bail and all, but Google is acting strange. Working with my car company to make sure you get your coins. You deserve it. Wish I had more to give, darling. I'm thankful for $1. I'm thankful for anything because I don't have to have. I don't have to have anything in this world, but somehow, some way, he saw fit that I had what I needed and then some because of beautiful folks like yourself that are willing to help, um, help me help others. I love to help people, so it's been a blessing, and I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, Wanda Faith, that chart is awesome. So what you can do is Google embroidery machine needle chart, and it'll pull up. Do you use the 65.9 needle? I don't. The smallest I normally go is 7511. And to be transparent, I would have to buy a whole new set of needles at 65.9, and that's why I don't have them. So I would have to make another purchase, and I don't want to. So I just 7511 is the smallest I have, and rarely do I pull them out. As I mentioned, I normally just do the 80 14s. I think it's what it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I got a headache. So is there an app that will organize embroidery designs for you? Technically, no, not that I'm aware of. But SoCat will help you make it easier. So you put them, like, you set your categories, like dogs or animals, then dogs, then border collies, pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? You set the categories, and then as soon as you buy a design, you already got your categories in SoCat that you created, then you drop the design into that category, if that makes sense. So that is how it will help you get your files organized. I have 2 sites that are on Facebook, and they make freestanding lace, good prices. When you join their Facebook page, keep an eye out for their amazing sales. One, embroidery by the, and then 2, Showalter. I've heard of Showalter. That sounds familiar. So I will check that out. Thank you. Matter of fact, let's screenshot that so I don't forget. Archibald 2, hello. I just got the PR 1055 4 weeks ago. I was excited and nervous all at the same time, but I dove right in the minute I had a few hours. Whoa, life changing. Been wanting multi-needle for years. Well, being that you're telling me now that it was 4 weeks ago, I'm assuming you haven't said anything. So, congratulations! Congratulations on your multi-needle. That's 10 needles, girl. Glad you like it. It is awesome sauce. And Jeanette Davis, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you very much for the super chat. I am eternally grateful. Thank you, thank you. It does definitely help our channel. You're welcome, Catherine Stanley and Nakomi Butler. Hello, hello. How are you? Do you have to have? No, you do not have to have Sew It Pro to use SoCat. SoCat is a completely. All of the Sew It Pro sister programs are all standalone. You don't have to have one to use the other, which is really cool. That's one thing I do like also about their programs. Tammy Sutherland, you right, hate buying more and more gadgets. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling to keep the needles I got organized. So for me to buy more needles, I'm saying like, I'll use a thinner thread. I'll use I even have 75 weight thread, 60 weight thread I would use. I have a couple of colors in 75 weight that I would use, but going to a smaller needle too? Nah, bro, I'm good. That's just something else I'd have to buy. Please tell me that you have them all backed up to the clouds or an external hard drive. Most of them I do, yes. Most of them. There are a few, LaRuth, that I don't have backed up, but those are the more recent ones. So, yes, I do have backups of my files. I wish I could find the time to organize my embroidery files. I have 2,000 files, and I'm sure that I only use 30 of them. And I concur. All right, I concur. I think the most used embroidery files that I have are my fonts. My fonts are my most used embroidery files. All the rest of them, all the rest of these designs, I probably could delete them and would not miss them. That's how bad it is. So, yeah, I don't, y'all, it's a trip. It's a trip. So, if you do get into embroidery, LaRue, welcome to the Embroidery Design Collecting Club as well. Because you'll be bad about saying, oh, that's cute, I want that. And you buy it thinking that you're going to embroider it and you never do. So, hopefully you won't fall into that trap that a lot of us have. But if you do, we love you and we're here to support you, girl, because we in it too. Oh my gosh. Oh, embroidery by TM. Okay, cool. Then I'll go ahead and screenshot this one instead. Thank you. Leela Nelson, the face down doesn't want to stick to the mat, and it is a new mat. The other side sticks. I got to redo one of the letters because it messed up while weeding didn't cut good. But the thing is, the other side is. Are you doing hot fix? Yikes. Are you doing hot fix? Not hot fix. Lord, Father, I'm talking about rhinestones. Are you using HTV or are you using adhesive vinyl? Which one? Are you using HTV or adhesive vinyl? EJ's daughter, that's smart, using a scraper. Nakomi Butler finally ordered the Sew It Pro. Holler! Sew It Pro is awesome. It's awesome. The reason why I say face down, I was just going to show you, ain't no point in wasting time. Because, hey, it was 10:58. Here is heat press HTV glitter vinyl, right? Okay. And you see there's the glitter, super shiny. Well, the shiny is the plastic carrier sheet. This is the part that's the glue. So when you heat this, it's going to adhere to the shirt. Okay. So the carrier sheet, if you cut through the carrier sheet, then you don't have anything to hold the weeded lettering to when you press it. So for instance, if I peel this apart, you'll see here's the glitter and here's the back that presses to the shirt. And then this is what holds. So when you weed it out, then the sticky on the back of the carrier sheet will hold this to the surface of the shirt, and just the weeded part will be left on the carrier sheet and you press it. So when you cut it, you don't want to cut through your carrier sheet, you want to cut through the vinyl. So you cut it backwards, you mirror it, and you cut it on this side so that your carrier sheet can do the work for you. But that's if you're using HTV. I don't know what you're using. It's iron-on. Okay, so you need to, the shiny should stick because it's smooth and it should stick to the mat, especially if it's a new mat. I don't know why it wouldn't stick. So this side shouldn't be the side that you're cutting. It should be, I'm sorry, the dull side is the side that you should be cutting, not the shiny side. It should be face down, like that. I was unable to say anything because I usually cannot keep my eyes open and have to watch in syndication. Oh, cool. Uh-oh. Well, go to bed, girl, because I'm going to go to bed with you. Because this headache is kicking my butt. Y'all just don't know. For a minute there, if we rewind about 5 minutes ago, and I was talking about something, I can't remember what it is now, and I might have had a stare on my faces because the pain was like, you got 5 more minutes to go through this show and I'm gonna knock you out, and I'm sitting here like, bruh, you ain't got to say no more. I'm about to get off. Because it is not good right now. Oh, it's making me nauseated. So anyways, let me get off this show. But I will say this. We got an awesome package from the Heat Transfer Warehouse. I am over the moon about this package that we got from the Heat Transfer Warehouse. It's going to be, the carrier don't want to stick. I'm sorry, babe. Especially for a new mat. That's crazy. So you could tape it down with some, just make sure to tape away from where it's going to cut. That could work with painter's tape. You may want to try that. You're welcome, Miss 143. So we're going to talk more about HTV actually. So I'm going to say next week we're going to do some HTV. We're going to do some vinyl. Over the moon about doing this HTV. Okay. So definitely come check us out because we have some HTV from Heat Transfer Warehouse. They sent us. And if I was better prepared, we would have done this tonight, but I am not. And they sent some shirts for us to play with. So we're going to be pressing some shirts. I actually was going to do a video on it and not do a live. So I might switch up and do a video instead of a live. But either way, we're going to do vinyl next week. Okay? So I enjoyed you guys. Y'all have a good rest to your night. Dorem, no worries. Now that what I've been doing for 5 years now, glitters me candles and resin. That's why I was wondering if I was too old. You never too old to add. Girl, what? You know how many things we do here? We do sublimation. We do bling. That's 2. We do a DTF. That's 3. How many licks do it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? We do embroidery. That's 4. We do vinyl. That's 5. And we also doing home renovation. No, I'm just kidding. So we're doing 5 things here, and I'm constantly looking for new and cool stuff to show you guys. As a matter of fact, working with Heat Transfer Warehouse, I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. I'm super excited to try and get off for you guys. So hopefully we'll be showing that soon. But meanwhile, I appreciate you taking the time out of your Sunday to come and sit down and chat with us, answer some questions, and ask some questions. And hopefully everybody got their questions answered. I apologize for the troll that we had in here tonight. You know, you guys, it's just how it is. Sometimes we got folks and we just overlook because God takes care of fools and babies. So hopefully that person will find something better constructive to do with his or her time. So meanwhile, or their time. So meanwhile, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome sauce. I look forward to putting the information about the needles in the Facebook group. And if you get a moment, if you don't mind, please go to the Facebook business page for the Baby's Booty and just throw in a thumbs up if you appreciate our channel. I would really, really be grateful for that. All right. So you guys have a great night. I'm going to do something with this headache. And I will talk to you all later. See you around in the hoop group, all right? Have a good night. Bye. Oh, happy embroidering. How am I going to forget to say that? Happy embroidering. Good night, y'all. Bye.